This is Jomo Kenyatta, and you are listening to Black Mystery.
Tonight, a Texas sheriff saying anti-police rhetoric from groups like Black Lives Matter led to the death of a sheriff's deputy who was shot execution-style Friday night. As investigators search for a motive, the accusations that the deputy was targeted because he wore a uniform are sparking new tensions between the Black Lives Matter movement and law enforcement.
Any protests over the deaths of these cops today in Baton Rouge?
I don't know that.
Any riots or protests over the police officers in Dallas, Texas? My message has been clear from day one 2 years ago. This anti-cop sentiment from this hateful ideology called Black Lives Matter has fueled this rage against the American police officer.
Is or should Black Lives Matter be blamed for the recent police massacres? There was one in Dallas and one in Baton Rouge. In response to recent police killings, some are blaming Black Lives Matter for them, stating that they are at fault. But Black Lives Matter, to my knowledge, is declared as a nonviolent movement in response to social injustices. If so, white America and others should be applauding, not tearing down this movement, for it is channeling the mass and guiding the mass to nonviolent expression, to what the mass deem as social injustices. In fact, in the case of Micah X, it's been reported time and time again that he was in total disagreement with the Black Lives Matter nonviolent approach and took his own approach. The last two publicized police massacres were acted out by ex-military members. Before I go further, I am myself an honorable discharge veteran, as well as my grandfather, World War II, my other grandfather, the Korean War, my father, my uncle, my father-in-law, from Vietnam to Desert Storm, all three. My sister was in the service, her son soon to be retired from the service, and maybe even before, due to oppression and the sorts, the black family history is lost and missing. You have two ex-armed force members in Micah X and the Baton Rouge killing, police massacre, who were trained by our government to solve their problems with semi-automatics. Then you return them back to a racist society and ask them to accept and tolerate the racial injustices and express any grievance they may have towards them in a nonviolent manner. Many ex-vets have done this, but also there are many that can't make the transformation. And evidently these were two that remain with the mentality to solve their grievances against racial injustice with a semi-automatic. This is clearly chickens coming home to roost. But I am pretty sure after the recent shootings that the Pentagon is now discussing programs to ensure that ex-members are deactivated. I guess a boot camp in, like the boot camp in, you got the boot camp out, to tolerate racial injustices and implementing them nonviolent protests. I could just imagine such an outgoing boot camp, subjecting its members to all sort of disparaging and derogatory name callings and racial denials for tolerance training. But back to should Black Lives Matter be the scapegoat. Unless told otherwise publicly, I've been informed and witnessed that Black Lives Matter is the nonviolent arm of the protests. The Martin Luther King, not the Malcolm X, Black Panthers, John Brown, or Nat Turner. Black Lives Matter is like the United States diplomacy agency department, not the United States military. Black Lives Matter is like the good cops that are portrayed in movies and real life in the good cop, bad cop interrogations. The "you rather talk to me than deal with them" element. To me, every movement needs a diplomat and an enforcer, because the pen is mightier than the sword, but the sword gives the pen authority, consequences, and force justice. You cannot keep crying to a bully and asking him why he keep bullying you, because your whining is what provokes him and fuels the bully abuses. But attacking the Black Lives Matter nonviolent movement is not the answer I think America, black or white, wants. Eliminating and taking Black Lives Matter off the table, who's currently the forefront nonviolent movement to draw large masses to express their grievances in a nonviolent manner, will only leave one outlet for many to recruit those who already study and view the nonviolent approach as an ignorant and useless method. The self-defense approach becoming the main method of grievance, I don't believe it could be easily handled as the militant groups of the 60s and 70s. We are in a different time era. By attacking Black Lives Matter is doing just what President John F. Kennedy, wanted us not to do. And I'll quote John F. Kennedy again. And he stated that
those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable.
those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. I would like to state here that I'm not an advocate for or against Black Lives Matter. I'm being pragmatic and utilizing logic and common sense. Now, the theory I believe people are utilizing to support their accusation that BLM, Black Lives Matter, is at fault is they're stating that it is promulgating, spreading an ideology of hate the police, I believe. I would say myself, Black Lives Matter has not been influenced as far as my viewing of unjustifiable uses of force and killings. The reason why I say that because first and foremost, Black Lives Matter was not the ones who initiate the information, the videos. And I wouldn't even blame the media of that, because in these days, anyone could be a video, a cameraman, and a reporter. And in fact, the last two black killings were presented through the public. The public are the ones who posted it. So this is the public feeding the public information. Now, once it's been spread throughout the internet, Black Lives Matter had got involved. And they protesters, I have not heard them say kill police, this and that. I've been hearing them speaking out against what they deemed to be unjustified killings. In fact, when I have conversations through my community, it's not so much the Black Lives Matter that builds anger into the members of my community. It's more of the rhetoric that they hear from particular political parties. I would like to remain nonpartisan on this video, so I'm not going to pinpoint which one. But yes, they do have concern. They say if a particular political party come into office, it's all hell gonna break loose. This is what they vision: racial wars, escalation of police brutalities, more disproportionate incarcerations. And before I go further with that, the other political party also has been, when they was in office, their administration, black incarceration went up. Again, I'm gonna be nonpartisan, so I'm not gonna pinpoint which one. But both of them, as far as incarceration, disproportionate incarceration, is neither one win or lose. But one has been speaking out very high racial undertones that concern many groups. And so if you want to know, or you want to concern yourself what is provoking and fearing, you need to look in your own backyard, in your own political backyards.
They want to make America great again. They say they want to take us back to the old days, the good old days. I want to know, what good old days do they want to take us back to? Do they want to take us back before the Civil Rights Act? Do they want to take us back before minimum wage and worker protection laws? Or do they want to take us back before Roe v. Wade?
Those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable.
This is Jomo Kenyatta, and you've been listening to Black Mystery.